I would rather live my life as if there is a God and die to find out there isn't, than live as if there isn't and to die to find out that there is. There are two ways to live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle. You can live as if everything is a miracle. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. If people are good only because they fear punishment and hope for reward, then we are a sorry lot indeed. All that is valuable in human society depends upon the opportunity for development accorded the individual. If I were not a physicist, I would probably be a musician. I often think in music. I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music. True religion is real living, living with all one's soul, with all one's goodness and righteousness. In matters of truth and justice, there is no difference between large and small problems, for issues concerning the treatment of people are all the same. Our task must be to free ourselves by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature and its beauty. When you are courting a nice girl, an hour seems like a second. When you sit on a red-hot cinder, a second seems like an hour. That's relativity. Most people say that it is the intellect which makes a great scientist. They are wrong, it is character. Concern for man and his fate must always form the chief interest of all technical endeavors. Never forget this in the midst of your diagrams and equations. Reading, after a certain age, diverts the mind too much from its creative pursuits. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking. He who joyfully marches to music in rank and file has already earned my contempt. He has been given a large brain by mistake, since for him the spinal cord would suffice. I do not believe in immortality of the individual, and I consider ethics to be an exclusively human concern with no superhuman authority behind it. That deep emotional conviction of the presence of a superior reasoning power, which is revealed in the incomprehensible universe, forms my idea of God. I do not believe that civilization will be wiped out in a war fought with the atomic bomb. Perhaps 2/3 of the people of the earth will be killed. Science is a wonderful thing if one does not have to earn one's living at it. Small is the number of people who see with their eyes and think with their minds. It gives me great pleasure indeed to see the stubbornness of an incorrigible nonconformist warmly acclaimed. Few people are capable of expressing with equanimity opinions which differ from the prejudices of their social environment. Most people are even incapable of forming such opinions. Sometimes one pays most for the things one gets for nothing. True art is characterized by an irresistible urge in the creative artist. The most incomprehensible thing about the world is that it is comprehensible. One strength of the communist system of the East is that it has some of the character of a religion, and inspires the emotions of a religion. Too many of us look upon Americans as dollar chasers. This is a cruel libel, even if it is reiterated thoughtlessly by the Americans themselves. The grand aim of all science is to cover the greatest number of empirical facts by logical deduction from the smallest number of hypotheses or axioms. It stands to the everlasting credit of science that by acting on the human mind it has overcome man's insecurity before himself and before nature. To the master's honor all must turn, each in its track, without a sound, forever tracing Newton's ground. I cannot imagine a God who rewards and punishes the objects of his creation and is but a reflection of human frailty. Occurrences in this domain are beyond the reach of exact prediction because of the variety of factors in operation, not because of any lack of order in nature. I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. There could be no fairer destiny for any physical theory than that it should point the way to a more comprehensive theory in which it lives on as a limiting case. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. It is the fundamental emotion that stands at the cradle of true art and true science. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Gravitation is not responsible for people falling in love. Try not to become a man of success, rather become a man of value. Creativity is intelligence having fun. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. If you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. A question that sometimes drives me hazy: am I or are the others crazy? Blind belief in authority is the greatest enemy of truth. Everything must be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. It would be possible to describe everything scientifically, but it would make no sense. It would be without meaning, as if you described a Beethoven symphony as a variation of wave pressure. I must be willing to give up what I am in order to become what I will be. Logic will get you from A to Z, imagination will get you everywhere. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it.
Please like and subscribe my channel for upcoming videos.